following me on Instagram, you may have already heard that Disney invited me out to the Willow Springs International Raceway to learn how the head animators of Ralph Breaks the Internet created those ridiculously fun slaughter race sequences. The head animators were actually trained in speed racing and stunt maneuvers to really get a comprehensive understanding as to how those insane cars move and how to move them. And in between getting shown a taste of this myself, I got to interview the head animator as well as the stunt consultant. The beginning of the day kicked off with me getting strapped in and raced around. Check this out. After that, I got to interview the head animator, Renato dos Anjos. I actually don't know how to say his name. Maybe it's Renato dos Anjos. I'm sorry, Renato. I'm Jaby KOAY.
Hi, Jaby.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Renato.
Yeah, Renato.
Beyond the animation research, were there any specific movies for you that inspired you that you were able to integrate into Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Well, there's a lot, obviously games, these characters are coming from video game world. I love playing video games and, definitely games were influence.
Any specific video games?
I love Sonic. Oh, actually Sonic's in the movie, obviously, but films for me that helped influence this film. Bullet is a good one.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, that's a classic.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
And the racing on this film, I kind of wanted to see if we can capture some of that vibe as well. But a lot of it comes from research, because movies can only get you so far, and you don't want to copy something that's already someone's vision for something.
Right.
It's a delicate balance between see things for you to get some inspiration, but not so much so to where you start copying things, right? Because it's not what you're trying to do.
What was that city based on? Is that like Grand Theft Auto? Is that what the inspiration was kind of drawn from?
I don't think it's specifically drawn from Grand Theft Auto. It kind of evolved to be what it is as the story kind of changed and the story started calling for different things in the film. At one point, that used to be a much kind of darker place, almost like an apocalyptic kind of version of the world. The story really evolved to be what it is. Shank, the main character in that sequence, needed to be like almost a sister figure to Vanellope, and that relationship needed to be very strong. So the world kind of got built around that too.
What was I going to ask you? How many times did you watch Fast and the Furious before making the movie?
Not all of them, but I watched the first one, the second one, I think the fifth one.
Brazil.
But I didn't watch them too many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the course of making an animation, I imagine like you're hearing the same jokes over and over again. Do you ever get tired or question the humor after watching the film so many times?
It's an interesting approach that we have at the studio. We've got a wealth of professionals that we can bring into screenings to kind of show them what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Disney animation, we've got sometimes multiple films going on at once. So not everybody's working on the film. So our producer, Clark Spencer, he tends to show the film throughout production to different people at times. So he can always get someone with a fresh eye to look at the film.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so that way, even if I've seen this thing 50 times, there's always someone coming in looking at it for the first time. And everybody in the building has the ability to send comments and notes. So if they see something that doesn't land, they can tell us.
That's really smart. I didn't know that. I'm glad that's new for me. What was the brainstorming and researching process like for getting all the internet references? You seem to have everything covered in this movie.
Yeah, try and error. Portraying these websites everybody uses every day, everybody's got their own vision for it, right? We did a ton of tests just to kind of put it out there and see, does this look all right? Does this feel like something that you want to do? For instance, one of the tests was portraying Amazon.com. If you go shopping on Amazon.com, what would that look like?
Right.
I had a character going in with, filling up the shopping cart with like different items and stuff, looking around, browsing through the website, and then when it went out, finish paying for the cart, what was in the cart.
To check out.
To the checkout, he stopped and went to check something on YouTube. So he just kind of froze up there and appeared on YouTube. Right. So it's not exactly how it is in the movie, but the director saw that as a test and did something similar in the film where Ralph is kind of, taking Amazon.com apart. So after that, they took us up to another location at Willow Springs where the stunt driving was being conducted. That's when a stunt driver pulled some amazing maneuvers with me in the passenger seat. I'm not gonna lie,
I did not want it to end. Now, if you've ever seen Baby Driver, the badass who did those amazing stunt sequences at the beginning of the film is this guy. How you doing? I'm Jaby.
Jaby, Jeremy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I was brought in to kind of give some, not really advice, but just some commentary, maybe some suggestions and some evaluations of some of the driving. More specifically, some of the attitudes of the car, like what a car would do, what it wouldn't do. It wasn't come up with ideas, but more what could a car do.
Yeah.
We have these great ideas of what's possible, what's not.
Was there anything in Ralph Breaks the Internet where you're like, yes, like they got that right?
Yes, in fact, if you look at all of the slaughter race stuff, pretty much all of it, there's only a few little things I go, that's a little off. But no, I mean, you ask if there's anything that looks good, yes, it looks great.
Because of what you do, is it a thing where your family can't watch movies with you that deal with cars and stuff like that? Because you're like, no, that's not how that works, and you're like picking it apart as the movie goes along? Because I do fight scenes, and I can't watch fight scenes with people without like picking it apart.
Maybe you need to learn something that took me a while to learn, which is you just
Just shut up.
Just shut up. Just enjoy it for what it is. The fact that I can't enjoy it doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy it. Right. So I a lot of times I see something, go, oh my gosh, really? In fact, just the other night I was watching something with my wife and I said something like, oh my gosh.
Do you have any favorite films that deal with race car stuff?
With race car
Or just
stuff.
cars in general?
Car
like
stuff.
stunts, like favorite car stunt films. Like I imagine you enjoyed Baby Driver. The opening of that was pretty...
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that one. There's some older movies that are really good. There's a movie called The Driver, which is great.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that one. Ronin.
With Robert De Niro?
Yes, that one has really, really good driving. There's a lot of good driving in little bits in a lot of different movies, but those movies kind of stuck out.
Thanks so much for your time, man.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. Thank you.
So at this point, I'm being told some embarrassingly crucial information off camera, and then I go back. Okay, I just walked away.
Yes. What?
And she was like, you know he did Baby Driver.
I did.
And
I worked on it.
You could have said that. I'm like, now I look like a douchebag.
No, not at all. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was a very fair question. I did enjoy it.
Okay, how long did it take you to figure that out, that whole routine, and how many times did you have to do it? Like, I'm just...
You mean like that whole sequence, or?
Well, the opening sequence is the part that like everyone's mind is blown by.
Yeah. There was a lot of rehearsal in that. Not the whole thing, you know. A lot of it you just do on the day. You know, we're coming out here, we're sliding around the corner. You don't rehearse that slide. But there were a few gags in there that we definitely very specifically choreographed. We went to the locations and mapped them out. One of them, in the alley, I went down there and lasered everything in there. I wouldn't say it was an exact replication, but I went down there and I measured every little stanchion that stuck out and every little dip and the bollards here. I had to know where everything was, so when we laid it out to rehearse, we'd use boxes, but I wanted to make sure that what we were trying to do could be done within that parameter, because the last thing you want to do is show up on the day and go, all right, like it's what we talked about earlier. Right. I'm not a daredevil. I want to know that it's going to work, because I got to go home at night and I got to feed my kids and I got to work on the next job. So I can't go in there and start munching cars into buildings. Right. Sometimes that happens, but you try not to make a habit of it.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you once again.
Absolutely.
Right. That was my adventure at Willow Springs International Raceway. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of that. Ralph Breaks the Internet is on Blu-ray, and if Disney didn't kindly give me a copy already, I would have ran out and bought it myself, because if you haven't seen my review, I freaking love that movie. So for me, this was an honor. I'm so happy that I got to be part of this. By the way, the Blu-ray and DVD include a lot more behind the scenes footage worth checking out. And before you ask, no, Disney did not tell me to say that. That's all me. I should totally work in advertising, right? Anyway, that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films and vlogs. I am Jaby KOAY. Peace out.